Hello amigos, Starxid here, and welcome back to Tangle Tower. Last time we spoke with Felix Fellow, and now we're in Freya's room, so let's check it out.
There's no natural light in here at all.
I like it.
Freya's plants. They must not need sunlight? It's a little wooden box for paintbrushes.
To the casual observer, maybe.
Ooh.
They're not real paintbrushes. Looks like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
Puppy is barking. I love puzzles. I presume it's like that. Let's see. Huh. So short, orange, gotcha. Green, paint. Blue. Ah,
That's done.
there we go.
Neat. What was in the box?
Just a photograph. Well, most of a photograph.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do it, it makes me laugh. Ripped photo. Photograph of two young girls, one with red hair and the other with green hair. The photo has a large piece missing. It seems to have been ripped off. Ah, interesante.
That painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by the floor.
It's a photograph.
Huh. Photo of a painting, a small photograph of Freya's abstract painting. A piece of adhesive tape is stuck on it. Lines have been drawn with the black ink around the edges. Ah.
Painting supplies.
Brushes, pencils.
They're clean, but they look pretty well used.
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
That's weird.
What did you find in the drawers?
Nothing. They're completely empty. Not the kind of lamp I'd choose for my bedroom, but fair enough.
It's cool. Looks like old mining equipment or something.
Freya's plants. They must not need sunlight? Just little trinkets.
Let's leave them alone.
Drawings taped up on the wall.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like two people standing together in a one of them's holding a red rose.
Drawing of a man sitting with a woman in a garden who's holding a red rose. Drawing of a young woman. Drawing of a person wearing a cloak.
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know. It is kind of a weird shape.
No windows either.
Freya's bear.
Looks pretty depressed.
He's had a rough couple of days.
It's a fish, I think?
I think it looks more like a whale.
Fine, it's a whale.
Could also be a shark.
A lot of these paintings look unfinished.
How can you
Same.
tell if they're finished or not?
Good point.
Same though.
Brushes.
They're clean, but they look...
Even though we're halfway up a tower, someone's been tracking in mud from outside. A pillow with a paw print pattern.
It's a cushion.
Yeah, but that doesn't alliterate. It's Freya's bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount of messy.
Do you think this was always supposed?
I don't know.
No windows either.
Library. Yo.
Books about ancient history, I think?
These books are ancient history. I think they'd crumble into dust if I tried to pick them up.
Good excuse.
Thanks. Books about geography.
Skip. Books about insects.
Well, theoretically. There's not a single book on that shelf.
Huh.
Books about space.
They're relatively untouched. Books about...
These books, I think
good
they'd
excuse.
Thanks.
A book? Fundamental entomology.
I guess somebody dropped it. It's musty in here.
What exactly does that mean? What is must?
Must. You ask such stupid questions.
Nice.
I love her sauce.
What's in those bottles?
I'm not sure. Soil samples?
Sure. Why not build a science lab in the corner of the library?
The search for new knowledge. The archiving of old knowledge. It's downright poetic.
Books about birds.
The shelves are about half empty.
Oh, so you're a the shelves are half empty kind of person.
You knew this already.
Books about nature? A chalkboard.
Is this a library or a classroom?
Math equations.
Don't look at them for too long. You'll give yourself a headache.
Any idea what this means?
Not a clue.
Any idea what
Not a clue.
I'm not sure I learned anything from that.
It's an illustrated book about birds.
It's been left open. Looks like somebody was halfway through reading it.
Or it was left open for us to find.
Ever so slightly unnerving.
Boyd. The ink dip is a remarkably intelligent bird with a very long lifespan, even among avian mystids. Other birds are often aggressive towards it, and the ink dip lives most of its life alone. It has particular feeding habits and usually only eats of the Tantum amica. Huh. I see.
Curious. I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I am still missing.
May I talk to you? Miss?
She knows we're here. She just doesn't care.
I am a detective, and I need to talk...
Correction. You do not need to talk to me.
Oh no? How come?
Because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
Thanks for letting me know.
Speaking of which, you have now been at Tangle Tower for over 23 minutes. Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
A hypothesis? About the murder?
Yeah, come on, Grimoire, hurry up.
My apologies. Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects. And that includes you. So, could you tell me your name?
Fifi Fellow, microbiologist, inventor, innovator. You will need to be more specific. Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing one a great disservice.
So true.
Well, first of all, you're a fellow. So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
Thanks for the tip.
Fifi, you said you were a micro... something or other?
Microbiologist. but it is an insignificant label. My studies cannot be categorized in any one recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination with the microscopic. I constructed my first one at age 10.
Constructed a microscope?
Correct.
And what's that thing on your head? Did you make that too?
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead. It automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
Does it glow red when you get angry?
No, but that would be most amusing. What can you tell me about the murder?
What can you tell me about... Wait, that's what I'm supposed to ask you.
Yes, however, you were too slow.
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi?
I just need to know what happened.
Me too. So talk.
Fine. I knew ahead of time that Freya was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me completely.
Oh.
So what did you do instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
Aw.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
Oh. Good.
I was in my room. The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face. She insisted that we go up to Flora's tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated. Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
Fifi's bedroom should be unlocked now.
Can't wait.
Aw, her room is cute.
I don't know what that drink is, but I bet it's 99% sugar.
I'd read you the ingredients, but there's nothing written on the can.
That's even worse.
It's a magnifying glass. A big one.
How come you don't have one of those?
Why? Because I'm a detective? Should I start smoking a pipe too?
You couldn't pull off a pipe.
Ha! Ouch!
What's that big book on the desk?
Looks like something Fifi's been writing.
Is it a clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology experiments.
What's that big book on
Looks
the
like
desk?
I hope it's just a bunch of notes about her micro.
A pretty ornate window with a great view of the lake.
We're supposed to be looking for clues, not assessing the real estate value.
And over here, you'll see the owners use sheets of paper to block out all that unnecessary natural light. A simple trick, but it really transforms the space. Stuff Fifi's thrown away.
You gonna rummage through the trash can?
No, that is quite beneath me, thank you.
I give it 5 minutes before you're in there.
That's a whole lot of books. Crystal chandeliers. Extra fancy.
I don't know. They just seem old-fashioned to me. Plus, they're kinda dusty.
Fifi's got something pinned up here.
What is all this?
Looks like a family thing.
Did you notice who isn't on here?
Freya.
Freya?
Mm-hmm. And Fifi herself.
I don't know what that drink is, but I bet it's
I'd
not.
bet
That's
there's-
even worse.
A new suspect! Don't think you can get out being questioned just because you're a bear.
I'm innocent, I promise!
Oh.
Save it for the judge. It's a bed.
Barely.
Scientific formula. Probably. I'll openly admit I have no idea what any of it means.
Homemade posters. This one's about the Pythagoras theorem.
I've not heard of that man. Are they any good?
Homemade posters. This one's about the Pythagoras.
I've not heard of that man. It looks like a microscope. A big one.
Can I touch it? I'm not sure this is a micro.
Interesting.
No, that was it.
Sweet.
Nice work.
That was awesome.
Sounds like it unlocked.
Yeah, it's built on top of a little metal box. There's a book in here.
Is that our diary? Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll use book resembling a diary. It's locked with a strange metal device. Interesting. Interesting.
That's a whole lot of stuff.
You're gonna rummage?
No.
I give it 5 minutes before you're in there.
So many possibilities. We gotta go right there. Stone Square.
A pointless little stone tower.
I don't know. Might be a good hiding place.
Wanna play hide and seek?
I could be persuaded.
There's a metal plaque on the bench.
Is there a message engraved on it?
I think there was at one point, but someone scratched it off.
Is that a clock?
If it is, it's a clock with 4 faces.
Ooh.
I'm guessing it doesn't tell the time.
So what does it do?
Three, 2. I don't know what this one is. This is a moon. Oh, that's a 9. I did it! Hex, yeah, I did it!
Nope.
What?
So moving any of the hands turns the adjacent hands in the opposite direction. It's like cogs on a machine.
No, that was it.
Nice work.
Oh, yes, I got it. Okay, that was... I thought I didn't, but I did. So that wasn't it.
What's in the box?
A little tool thing? Looks like a telescope. But I'm not actually sure what it is.
Huh. Small lens, a brass tool with a curved glass lens that has a screw at the base.
A wooden trunk that opens up into a full desk.
I want one.
Of course he does.
It's
What
a
is it,
sea
baby?
serpent. Turned into stone by a wizard.
If you say so. What happened to its head?
Beheaded. By the same wizard.
You ever see a mushroom that big before?
Not in real life.
It's Tangle Tower. Or at least it's the mansion at the base of Tangle Tower. A giant glowing gemstone full of plants.
AKA a greenhouse.
It's a big stone dais.
Biggest one I've ever seen. First one too.
It's a big stone dais.
Biggest one First one too.
It's a big stone dais.
Biggest first one too.
It's a big stone dais.
Oh my
Biggest
god, I
first
thought
one
I
too.
clicked on the person.
Whoa. Nice cape.
You're not fellows or pointers. I'm sure I shall immediately regret asking. But who are you, and what is your business here?
Damn.
I'm Sally, and this is my sidekick Grimoire.
A private detective, Grimoire.
Really? You're a detective. If this is a joke, it's not a good one.
Who are you, anyway?
Private Detective Hawkshaw.
Oh, nice. Hawkshaw's a cooler name than Grimoire. Maybe I'll become her sidekick.
You're not on the Freya Fellow case, too, are you?
That is classified information between myself and my client. Clearly, this is something which eludes you. But a real detective refrains from handing out informations to persons unknown.
Oh, right.
Now, if you would, I have work to do. It's not in my interest to discuss personal details.
Even if you're one of the suspects in a murder?
Very well. Let us make a small exception. Ask.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I'm on a case at the behest of my client.
How long have you been at Tangle Tower?
133 hours. 5.5 days.
Who are you working for?
I am not at liberty to answer that. Now, I shall permit you one more question.
What crime are
How'd you get that scar? It's cool.
You really think so? As it happens, I completed an examination of Flora's room on the morning before the murder. I've been investigating every single room at Tangle Tower. Hers was one of the last on my list.
Did you find anything unusual?
Nothing but a thin layer of dust and an atmosphere of somber melancholy.
Was Flora in there at the time?
She spent the duration of my search staring up at the sky, out the open window. Didn't say a word, although I'm told this is the expected behavior.
What did you do after that?
I spent the early evening searching the library. It took longer than it should have. Fiona leaves that room in a permanent state of disarray.
Fiona was in the library too?
I expected her to make an appearance, but she did not.
And you stayed in the library the rest of the day?
What is it, puppy?
Not quite. Towards the early evening, my examination of the library was unexpectedly disrupted. Sounds of running, wailing, shouting from several floors above. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared. He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the Fellow staircase. Our eyes met. He was breathless. Something had caused him great alarm. He told me to stay out of the way. I consented. I decided to return to my office in the stone square. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. She was clutching the banister of the Pointer staircase with an apprehensive manner. She wished to know where Professor Pointer had gone. I told her what had transpired. Then, she too crossed the hall and disappeared up the fellow staircase. More so than at any moment prior, I felt like quite an intruder in the house. I took my leave, out towards the stone square. The grounds were silent. There were no signs of human life. Even the greenhouse was without its typical inhabitant. I noted that he, too, must be entangled in whatever was transpiring in Fellow Tower. An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance. He spoke to me of what had occurred. His report was as clumsy and cumbersome as the man giving it.
Did he seem upset?
He was rattled, that much was clear, but sorrowful, mournful, I cannot say.
She's cool. Greenhouse.
That's a handsome beetle. Looks like he might have magic powers.
Anyways, guys, I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of uploads. And I will see you later, mis amigos. Stay rad.